Okay, hello guys. How are you doing? Are you good? I've missed you all. Alright, so today is Wednesday. Like I said in my previous video, this is my off days. Wednesdays are my off days. So I want to meal prep. I want to do some meal prep today. My baby boy is crying. He doesn't want to go to sleep. It's usually around this time he falls asleep. He's getting to like 11 a.m. No, this is like 15 minutes to 11. He should have fallen asleep, but he's just being cranky. Yeah, so I want to meal prep. I have a couple of things that I need to cook today. My previous meal prep video, somebody asked for recipes of things I make. I have a couple of videos about food here, fried rice, jollof rice, and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so please do check them out. You can click on my recipe playlist on my channel and view the videos and see the recipes for yourself, okay? Over. You don't want to sleep? Hmm? You don't want to sleep? Why? Wait, I will write it. So guys, I'm going to be running you through some things that you need to have a successful meal prep activity. Yes, your meal prep can be successful. And by that, I mean you get to cook, as many dishes as you want to cook, but also do them in meaningful time and make sure that you are not, somehow in the middle of your cooking getting stuck. Yes. So the first step is to start with preparing all the small stuff. You will need things like onions. I feel like whatever it is that you're going to cook, you definitely need onion. So you chop up as many onions as you think you're going to be needing. You need to mince your garlic. You need to grate your gingers, roast your tomatoes if you're going to make something like smoky jollof rice, which I'm going to be making today. Take out frozen meat to defrost. Okay, so if you can, please by all means prepare these things the day before, right? If you have time the previous day, then you can just chop the onion, chop your okra, grate your gingers, mince your garlic, everything, all of those small stuff. Chop up your carrots and green beans if you need them, and do what? And put them in the fridge so that when you start cooking in the morning, you don't even need to chop anything. But if that your case is similar to what I'm having today, then you need to do what? Start with preparing all of these things, and please don't forget to wash them. The next valuable point is multitasking. Yes, you want to get something going in the oven or on the stove, for instance, while you prep the ingredients. Okay, for me, the first thing was roasting the tomatoes as they were going to take a long time. So I got them started. I put all my stuff, all my tomatoes, cut them up, the peppers and the onions that I was going to be roasting, drizzled some oil all over them, and put them in the oven to roast while I continued with the prepping of my ingredients. So once you are done with prepping ingredients, the next thing to get going is cooking the protein. Whether you're chicken or turkey or beef, goat meat, fish, etc. Because why? You want to make your stock for cooking the meals you're going to be cooking, right? And stock comes from meat. Except you don't eat meat, then you are going to use vegetables to make your own stock, right? Unless, of course, you want to use store-bought stock. I prefer making my own stock, right? Let me also point out that you should have decided before then, okay, what meat should be used for what dish. That way you will know the meats, okay, that you're going to be cooking together, okay, the batches of meat you'll be cooking together, so you can save time. For me, I cooked the meat that I will be using for my bitter leaf soup and vegetable soup together. I didn't have to cook them separately. This is the turkey for jollof rice. I have my cocoyam. Some people call it taro. It's called ede in Igbo. This is for bitter leaf soup. And then I have what I'm going to be putting beans here, brown beans for making chili. And then I have my meat for banga stew and for vegetable soup and for the bitter leaf soup. So right now, the four burners on my stove are occupied. I will chop up all the spinach I need for making vegetable soup, and yeah, get that ready. The key really is to make use of every time block in which you are not hovering over the stove. Okay. The next important point is for you not to forget to clean up stuff while you go so that you don't use up every material or utensil in the kitchen. If you have a helper, then they need to be cleaning as you cook, if that's your style, right? It just makes the job easier. In my case, there were a few things to be cleaned, so I simply cleaned them off by myself. But then at some point, when things started piling up, my husband had to come and help me wash the dishes and clean up all the pots and the bowls that I was using. It just makes the work easier. So this is very good, and it also helps keep everywhere from being cluttered, especially if you have a lot of stuff like me, okay? Another important thing, my lovelies, is hot water. Yes, hot water is a good thing to have handy. When you get into the crux in the middle of your cooking, you really want things to be boiling up fast. And using hot water is the way to go instead of boiling up cold water from scratch. So for me, I am always heating some water in my electric kettle. It helps very well. Having at least more than one cooktop is very important. I have four burners here, so I am making sauce for jollof rice, I am boiling some fresh bitter leaves, and I am preparing broth for making bitter leaf soup. At every given time, there are at least two things cooking. If you have only one cooktop, then you are going to have to take it easy. Prep as much as you can, cook one after the other, but this will take too much time. Please definitely work towards investing in a bigger stove, and may God provide for you in Jesus' name. Amen. Behold the broth for our ofe onugbu. That's the bitter leaf soup. Everything used for this soup was fresh, including the bitter leaves, and it was sumptuous. I am using ogbe instead of the usual ogiri because that's what I have. Let me tell you people something, guys, my lovelies. Okay, whenever you discover that you have time on your hands, do some prep. Just a small one that will help you for weeks, like the peppers that you just saw me put inside this soup that looked like an ice cube. I blended them in ice cube containers and then took them out and stored them in glass jars in my freezer. Okay, then I don't have to blend peppers every time I want to cook something, especially on days like this when I'm cooking so many things. I don't have to be blending peppers or trying to, grind them for any reason. You can also blend some crayfish powder, right, and store in containers. Prepare a pancake mix for breakfast next week, right? Mince a lot of garlic and freeze them. Even grate gingers, okay, and extract the water and put in the fridge to be used for like 2 weeks. These things are very, very helpful. Midway through cooking my jollof rice, I always lift the rice gently from all sides so that the water on top can go down to the bottom of the pot. And then I cover with a baking paper and allow the rice to cook properly over low heat. I am not going ahead to make my vegetable soup. Because spinach is usually very watery, I tried this time to cook it first and use its water and a little stock for the whole cooking process. I don't know how you make your own vegetable soup, but there are three things that are definitive about a sumptuous vegetable soup dish, okay? Number one, ukbei. Number two, uziza. Number three, okazi leaves. Very, very important. Try them and thank me later, okay? Of course, some of you that are already professional cooks, you know this, right? To thicken my soup, I am using abarata. Sorry, English people, there is no English name for that, okay? It has a botanical name though. And then there is also goat meat boiling on the side here, and I'm going to be using this goat meat for making banga soup. And here is our banga soup sitting pretty on the stovetop. By this time, my stovetop is already like messy because of splatters and all of the cookings that I've been doing. Yes, I am using fresh basil leaves in place of scent leaves, that's in place of nchuang. It is very fragrant and it is a very good replacement for anything you want to cook that requires scent leaves or curry leaves. Nigerians in diaspora, please take note. Finally, I also go ahead and prepare some plantain porridge, and I am adding smoked fish to the plantain porridge. It was very yummy, right? In addition, I also, prep some French fries that I will be adding to my children's school lunch in the coming week. Man, this is how you feel after a successful, fruitful day. I started around 11 a.m. and I finished in the night around 9 p.m. I did stop, in the middle of those things to do a few other things, a couple of things for the reason why I am Rhoda and I am H's wife and I am my children's mom. Yes, I had to also stop to do some of those things, but generally I was on my feet all through the day. But it is just rewarding, honestly, because I know that in the coming week I am not going to have to like spend a lot of time in the kitchen cooking, right? And even in the coming the 2 weeks, okay, in the coming 2 weeks. I try not to prep so much, like up to 1 month, because every now and then I also want to get into the kitchen and make something fresh, right? Yeah. And for this plantain porridge, right, I am using what is it called, fresh basil leaves again. Okay, so I don't know, whatever it is that you add to your unripe plantain porridge, please do make sure that you put fresh basil leaves and that you put some smoked fish. Okay, if you try that, you will call me and tell me thank you. Now for these potatoes, I am going to put them in the fridge and just allow them to chill, and then I will bag them. It will make them crunchy the next time I fry them. All right, so this is the finished product. Thank you so much. Introduce yourself in the comment section. Don't forget to do that, okay? And please subscribe. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I will see you in my next video.